we are not careful, Bola Tinubu will end up as a one-term president. Quote me anywhere. There are just too many people in our party that are angry with Bola Tinubu. Really angry. So he will be shocked in 2027 what we will do to him in the party. We will disgrace him and humiliate him in our party. I assure you, Barrister, just to take our look past, I assure you of that.
No, the chairman of your party says 2027 is a done deal.
A done deal when the people are hungry. Is it that easy for it to be a done deal? Let's feed our citizens. Let's govern well. It's not a question of people defecting to our party. It's a question of us ruling well. And in that angle, we have failed woefully. President Bola Tinubu has failed woefully to rule well, to provide food for Nigerians, to give them succor in these hard times. So the interesting thing, Ruben, is that you must always have opposition because people must disagree. This idea of a one-party state is simply unattainable. There must be disagreement. Even in our party, we disagree. We are not even a one-party in our party. Is it Nigeria that will become a one-party state? It's a waste of time. But I'm certainly not supporting him for 2027. It is us in APC who are dissatisfied with him, that who put him in power. We are the ones that will remove him from the power.
There are some fifth columnists, like your good self, if you may be so described, inside the APC who want to sabotage the APC. What is the source of grievance?
I don't think...
What are you people unhappy about, dissatisfied about, that you want to work against the APC from within?
We don't want to work against our party. Those of us who are dissatisfied, we want to work against President Tinubu. It's not against our party. We don't want him anywhere near Aso Rock in 2027. He has done his bit. He has tortured Nigerians enough. We don't want him near the helms of power, you know. And in this party, we will ensure that Bola Tinubu does not come for a second term, because that will be great torment and torture for Nigerians. We are going to show our president that we are the ones that put him in power, and we are the ones that will remove him from the power. I mean, I don't understand this Bola Tinubu of a man. He will just, I don't know what his game plan is, but he's wasting his time, because we are the ones that put him in power. We know how our calculations, how we put him in power, and we are going to get him out of that power. That's for sure. He's wasting his time. All these people, they will stab him in the back at the last time. Now, whatever he thinks he's doing, he forgets that just because of the hunger in the land, he is very easy to campaign against. Very easy to campaign against. And those of us who campaigned for him, a lot of us, we campaign against him. And we will get him out of that power. He's a one-term president, I assure you, Ruben Abati. Bola Tinubu is a one-term president. Thank you. A majority of Nigerians did not vote for him. We did the calculation. All we needed to do was to wait for Atiku and Peter Obi to split their votes. That's how we won. Since 1999, Bola Tinubu has had the lowest margin of votes of all presidents. He had less than 40% of votes. We calculated it. We worked at campaign council. Go and check the records. So there's nothing I don't know about how Bola Tinubu won. Let's see how we win in 2027. Yeah.
A lot of people will, first of all, say, who's listening to these, so to speak, in quote, madman speaking? especially the Bola Tinubu's supporters. And I know a lot of them are in the comment section as well. So I don't know what they make out of what um, Tega here, just to Tega on the passer, really meant by what he said that Bola Tinubu is wasting his time. But do you agree with him that Bola Tinubu is going to be a one-time president, or one-term president rather, and that there are a lot of people within the APC who are really seriously very angry with him? The likes of El Rufai has come out to be an identified member of one of those people within the APC party who will work hard to sabotage Bola Tinubu come 2027. And he obviously did mention because of the hardship in the land, that would make it easier to campaign against Bola Tinubu. But let's get into the crux of the matter. But make sure you watch this to the end. And if you're meeting this content for the first time, like, share, and subscribe. And if you've been following us and you've not done so, please do so as well. And recommend this channel to others. Is he really wasting his time with all these machinations and defections that is literally happening and people en masse jumping into the APC? Is that a guarantee that Tinubu will win the 2027 election? Is that a guarantee? Because, having governors, state governors defect to your party literally means that it's easy for you to sway the electoral body to tweak the election results in your favor, because they're now they're not one with you. Because if they were working against you, it makes it harder. Or is it the fact that it is the Nigerians who will come out or who won't come out en masse that will make it easier? He said that the hardship in the land will make it difficult, but are Nigerians really mobilized enough? Are they really sensitized enough to want to say Bola Tinubu is going to be a one-term president and we will make sure of it? I mean, apart from channels like this channel currently that you're listening to this content from, trying to sensitize Nigerians. Do you think Nigerians are already there, or they still going to feel like they will be disenfranchised and they will want to come out because they think that their votes will not count, just exactly what the politicians meant? Now, on a pastor here said that they know what they did to make Bola Tinubu president. And it is a general agreement that Bola Tinubu is one of the most unpopular presidents we've ever had, if not the most unpopular president. And the fact that he won a lesser margin of the vote to become president is one to show for that. And plus the fact that there was massive rigging during the 2023 election. Now, we're not really litigating that. We're only taking that as a context to say this. With that said by Anapasa, then do you then agree that it makes it easier to say if Nigerians come out en masse to vote and they don't want Bola Tinubu, is it a guarantee that Bola Tinubu will win the election, will lose the election come 2027? Because this is quite important. Yes, there's hardship in the land. Yes, there's difficulties in the land. But yet our politicians are defecting. The tools or the apparatus or the system that they use in rigging the last election, as it is generally agreed, is they use the police and they use the judiciary and they use the electoral body, INEC. The police inspector general is going to be there until 2027, meaning that more or less it's still going to be the same because he pledges allegiance to Bola Tinubu, not to the country. There's the INEC chairman who they've been talking about him being replaced, but we know that whoever's going to be replacing him is going to do exactly the same thing. That's going to be the guarantee. Remember what happened in Edo State. Even when people complained that the returning officer will be Wike's cousin, he said no, he was going to be independent, but that it was anything but independent. The same thing happened as well to judiciary. It's already compromised and Ben leaned over to be a judicial arm of the president rather than the country. So if this man is saying that they're going to frustrate Bola Tinubu and stop him from being a second-term president, how possible is that? Who is within the APC that can literally stand against a Tinubu bid for a second term? Who? Rufai is the camp. And the pastor here is saying he's going to be a voice, and there are a lot of other people in there. Who are those? Can you speculate who those ones will be? The people who are very angry, are they the northern politicians within the APC ranks that are saying no? Or is there a different sect of people within the APC that are thinking we're going to boycott this guy and let him know we don't want him to be the flag bearer for the APC. So who can stop Bola Tinubu from being the flag bearer of the APC in 2027? As I mentioned earlier, it's not as though Nigerians are happy about it. It's not as though the politicians who are defecting, for example, take Delta State, the way the entire PDP, cross-carpeted to the APC, it's not because they want to be there. It's only for their own political and selfish good. But is that a guarantee as well that they will win the 2027 election? Is there a guarantee in it? So these are the things that we want to dissect here, and we want everyone to be part of it in the comment section. But as it stands right now, is there any truth in it to say that Bola Tinubu will be a one-term president? Or is there a truth in the fact of what Ganduje actually specified or postulated, where he said 2027 is a done deal? Meaning that they've taken over, they've already won 2027 with the flurry of defectors that they've received so far, from the South especially. It means that it's guaranteed that they're going to win the 2027 election, considering the fact that it holds sway to the electoral body. INEC alone is enough to do damage to the election anyway, as we've seen in 2023. But do you really agree with that assertion? What is your take? But in order to defeat Bola Tinubu en masse, we need to campaign voraciously. In order to defeat Bola Tinubu, Nigerians need to come out. And that's what we're conversing here. We need to sensitize more people. And that's exactly what we're doing as well with this content. That's why it's important for you to share with others. I understand the fact that a lot of people feel there's nothing we can do. But every other advanced country felt that way, same way as well. There was one time the elite was in charge. It took dissatisfaction for the Americans to say they don't want the king to rule over them. That's why the American system still remains today as one that says all men are equal before God. That they will tell you that they're not electing a monarchy. They're not. And if we borrow our democracy as we say we're practicing democracy from the Americans, it should show that all men are equal, so same way as well. But it took people to be dissatisfied to campaign to say, sorry, we don't want the king over us. So that's the same mindset we should have, that spirit of dissatisfaction where certain politicians cannot just continue to trample over the country for their own selfish good. We need to raise the stake. We need to make sure it works. We need to, continue to speak up. I know there's a lot of people that come into the comment section and speak up about or criticize what we say by calling out government. But that's fine. That's political dialogue. I'm happy with that. But let's have the conversation why you think this current president is worthy of another second term, considering the fact that everything he said he wanted to do, security, food, monetary policies, it literally failed. And just as I would agree with Onopass, at least for once, is the fact that he has failed woefully. If you assess his first 2 years in office, you will conclude the fact that literally everything from inflation has gone up. Everything he promised, he failed. And the question is, does he really have the stamina to do the job? You have to remove sentiment and look at the betterment of Nigerian in the long run. Take away the political sentiment and decide whether or not, if you're supporting this president or not, whether or not he's worthy of that support or not. Again, let's take this into the comment section. If you're meeting this content for the first time, like, share, and subscribe. And if you've been following us and you've not subscribed, please do so. As always, God bless you. Catch you up later in the next video. Bye-bye for now.